Hello, I would like to show you how to paint one of these. Simple floral doodles with watercolor. I will take color scheme from here. It's a yellow background, orange flowers, pink flowers, and dark blue leaves. Blue leaves are on a yellow background, so they will look greenish. Okay. I happen to like yellow from this particular set, so I'm taking it and applied it in a way that I'll have a little white frame left. You don't have to leave this frame, but I think it just looks nicer. Okay, I wasn't too careful here. I will need to remove some of the color from here. See, it got onto the frame. I don't like to make an ideal circle, because I think it's, I don't know, handmade and it shouldn't be too perfect. Okay. Made the background. While it dries, I can try to get rid of this little yellow patch on the frame. Okay, I take then a piece of paper towel. I lift up the pigment and take it off with the paper towel. Okay, I'll have to settle for this, I think. Or the paper would shuffle. Then I'm taking a bit of orange color and starting making some flowers while the background is wet. So I can alternate these fluffy wet on wet flowers with more accurate flowers I will get later when the background is dry. So just for the variety, for difference. I'm starting with the wet background and I will continue with the dry background. Okay. Okay, you can't discern the real form of the flowers because yeah, because you can't see the form clearly. It's all fluffed out. How can I call it? But I will just take a second layer there, and then it will show itself. Okay, another color. Also, I'm letting them to intermix, so I'll have more variety, because we are using just 4 colors, and we want watercolor to do some of the work for us and create new colors. Like orange and pink would create some coral hues. And it's just so nice. It's a pleasure to work wet on wet. It doesn't have to resemble anything right now because we will add details later when the background dries. Too much pink already, probably. I will add just a little bit more and go back to orange. Background already dries up. So my brush strokes stay how I put them there. Right. Throw in some berries. Not dried up here. Okay. I will not draw any greenery like this one right now because it wouldn't look as nice as the flowers or wet on wet. It should be really accurate, tidy. I think we will get dirt everywhere. When orange, yellow and pink mix, we get some nice new colors. If we add dark blue to the mix, it will all just get brownish and I don't know, hacky colors. I'm not going for that in this particular painting, so we need to wait till it dries. Alright, after a bit, 5 minutes I think it is all dried up. Let's try, I got a pink on here. Okay, let's do this one then. So we want to make some flowers with bold borders now. The borders that are visible, identifiable. Okay, I will add a bit dark blue here in the middle, I think. We'll add shadow to these orange flowers with a big orange flower with pink. I'm not going to use our fourth color, dark blue, for the shadows on the flowers, because again it will muddy the picture. I used pink at the shadow here on these flowers, for example. So we can do the same here. Adding some new ones. Okay, adding some orange into this pink now. Okay, a lot of details. Okay, trying to cover up this pink with orange now. Blending it a bit. So it will be something pink orange looking. Now I want to make a peony like flower. I'm not using any reference, so I'm not sure if I'm making the correct flowers. So I'm not saying I'm drawing or painting rather a peony, because if I would use a reference it would look more like a peony. And now it's just something I take from my memory and it doesn't do real peonies justice. Something like that. Okay, now still want to cover some of the light parts because we need to have shadows in the flowers like that inside, because some petals, upper edges of the petals are hit with the light, so we see them here, and everything else is pretty dark because light can't get easily into the bud. Okay, removing shadows on here because they're not so visible anymore after they dried up a bit. Okay, adding shadows here to accentuate the form. I want to add some leaf here, I think, to cover up my little mistake. So I will use it. I will do it later when I will take my blue color out. Okay, need something here. What can we do here? Some fantasy flower. I have no idea if something like that exists, but knowing flowers, yes, something like that does exist, because they take all shapes and forms. Yeah. Okay. Have maybe I want an orange peony also somewhere here. Let's do it. It would be underneath this big flower and these small flowers. Just a hint of a peony. It's somewhere there, okay? I want another vertical flower here, and I want it to be pink. It's more in focus, more sharp, so I will place it above all the other colors, all the other flowers. It would be easier to just end it here and say, okay, it's behind all the arrangement, but seeing it's more in focus, it should be the one in the front. Okay. I covered a lot with that. Alrighty then. Okay, I will see how it will look with the leaves. If it won't work, I will add something else. I will add some more flowers, okay? Making a second layer in some places where the color is less visible, became less visible after it dried up. Okay, I think we are ready for the dark blue color. I will take another different brush for it. I often will use one brush for cool colors and another for warm colors. So the colors are less dirty. Okay, another brush with blue. Okay, let's add something small for the test first. I think it looks alright. Okay, now we can add some stems to the flowers we already have. This big flower. It's a serious flower, probably should have a serious leaf to it. I will add a big leaf. It looks really strange and not just here, so we will make the stem a bit more visible in other places. So it doesn't end suddenly here. Looks better. Connecting other flowers. This will be just a leaf. Okay. We need to put a leaf here somehow. The composition begs for it. But I wonder where it would come from, where it would... Okay, let's try this. Not a big one, just something like that, okay? Okay, connected all this flower, but I still need a little leaf of something here. Okay, it will be just a random leaf coming out of nowhere. Alright. That happens. Okay, I get a variety in color with this dark blue by not adding color all the time, but adding sometimes just water. So I have really dark blue, and then I have some, I don't know, more greenish light blue when I add more water. But still using the same pigment. I am using the limited palette for the picture to be not too complex, but still I want to add variety to it. Using limited palette allows me to not think too careful on my variety, because it will not be limited still to the colors that work well together. Okay, it's forming up. We can see how it would look in the end. Adding some more, I wanted to add some dark dots here. And will. Maybe somewhere else, maybe here. But, ooh, they should be a bit lighter. I need to lift up some of the pigment, it's too much. Yeah, because the flower itself is pretty pale. Its center, it should also be pale. Okay, I would add some pink around it, so it doesn't look so outlandish. Continuing to draw the stems for most of the flowers here. We just simply drew flowers in the air first, and now we are connected all the bouquet together with the stems. So these flowers are not just flying around. Okay, we are almost done, but we need to do something with this mess. We can't discern this red flower at the front with that orange one in the back. What can I do? Maybe I can lift some of the darker pigment here, so the flower in the back becomes lighter. I will try it. Okay, okie dokie. Just will add another leaf here. Okay, hard part to lift some of the pigment right from the middle of the painting. Okay, let's try it. I will lift the darker pigment and then I will either have just orange underneath or I will add some orange. So I will have some contrast between these two flowers. I'm trying not to touch the dark blue leaf because it will muddy the colors. I just want to deal with orange and reds right now. You see, I knew what I was going to make. I had an example, but still I ran into some mistakes, but we can deal with them. It's better to know how to deal with your mistakes than to be afraid of them. Okay, we already have contrast, but the flower in the back is a bit pale, and I want to add orange to it. I want it. Now I'm not so sure, because I think it will again make it too dark. So I'll water this orange down a lot. Yeah, water it down a lot. Okay. Not enough contrast. And also, I see on my screen that you have even less contrast. You see even less contrast than me in real life. So I'm lifting part of this orange pigment. Let it be a bit pale, like that. Okay, then I will add darker color here at the border to make the border between them more visible. But right now I will deal with this flower because I'm waiting for this part to dry. I will deal with this because I have too dark of a center. I'll now need to add more vivid petals. Okay, this will do. Don't want to overdo it. Okay, this painting is a lot more complex than this one, because here I waited for the background to dry. And here we have another layer, wet on wet layer, that making it all very complex. So we need to deal with that. Okay, do I need to add pink somewhere else? Maybe here. Third layer of pink here, so it's more visible. Maybe I want to add some here, because it's too pale. But just in some places, because I like this pale effect on this exact flower. But I still want it to be visible against the flower below it, this one. Okay, now let's deal with this one. First, I'll try to get my contrast just from adding this darker pink color. I feel it may be not enough, so maybe I would need to use green leaves also somehow. Okay, let's let it dry. While it dries, I'll let some random berries appear here and there. Mm-hmm. Okay. Still need to separate this flower from the whole other bunch somehow, so I will add green leaves. As this is a fantasy flower, I can come up with any configuration I like. Maybe I will have leaves sticking out between the petals. Yeah, that should work. Taking my blue brush again. Okay. I need to check if it's not too wet. Not too wet. It works, but it looks a bit strange. So trying to add details, still it doesn't look too strange. Okay, I think it works now. I can even add more orange here. Oh, good. They're very comfortably separated by these dark blue accents. Okay. Want this to look darker now, to separate it from this one that is less dark. So it is visible that it's two different plants. Okay, I think it's better. Okay. Okay, added orange again to our background flower here. I'm applying it with dots so it has some fun texture. Okay, we're almost finished. Adding some final details. I had red berries everywhere, so I'll maybe add some orange ones, just a bit. Okay, that's done. Let's compare it to the first. Okay, the first one is more graphic, more light, more yellow, and this one is more painterly, more red, and more messy. Okay, if it's for you to pick the favorite, and if this one is your favorite, you wait for background to dry, and if this one is your favorite, you paint wet on wet, and then make another layer. Okay, this was done on 14th. Okay, these two are done. On to the next one.